Welcome back to Bounce Around Savannah. I'm so excited to have a good friend who has been a rock star in my book for a very long time. This is Marjorie Young, and she is the owner of Carriage Trade PR, and I'm sure people know your name from what you do here in Savannah, but you're always up for a new and exciting adventure.
Yes, I am.
And boy, did she have one. I'm so excited. You actually walked 500 miles.
I did.
In 40 days.
I did. And it started off as a birthday challenge. Every September I do something big. I've never done anything this big, but I said, yeah, I'm going to try and walk the Camino de Santiago. And it is 500 miles. It starts in France, and it goes over the Pyrenees, and it ends up in Santiago de Compostela. And most people say it takes about 33 days. I'm a really slow walker. I only did between 12 and 15 miles a day. Only. And so it took me about 40 days. And that's even 130 miles I did some biking on the Meseta. So I made up about 5 days.
Now this is also, this is a pilgrimage. So this is a religious experience.
It
This
is
is not just taking a 500-mile walk for fitness sake.
Well, it helped. It definitely helped. You know, and I'm not Catholic, and I learned so much about the Catholic religion on this trek across northern Spain. But a lot of people walk it to have a lot of free time in their head, because you're walking 8 hours a day. Sometimes you're talking with people, but most of the time you're with yourself.
Right.
And it was the best birthday present I have ever given myself. And I want to shout out to my team. Thank you for, holding down the fort. I mean, it was 40 days that they were doing my work, so it was such a treat.
Oh my gosh! So tell me this: when you, how did you even prepare for a 500-mile walk and a mountainous walk?
I didn't realize it was going to be as mountainous as it was, because if you've ever seen the movie The Way, they kind of make it seem like you walk from village to village, and you stop for coffee. Well, I sent you some pictures.
Yes.
I mean, they're like this. The first mountain is 5,000 feet, and then 5,000 feet down. And that was one day. And they said, oh yeah, it's only going to take you, 7 to 8 hours. It took me 13. So how do you prepare? I had never really been in the gym, so it was really good. I said, all right, I'm going to commit to walking every day. And doing weights, and it was wonderful. I had a whole year of just being at nonstop fitness. I'd be in there at 10 o'clock at night. It's nice to have a goal and not just be in there to be losing weight or whatever. So,
well, tell me this. What did you expect when you were still here in America, in Georgia, in Savannah? And what was it like when you first got there and it was real that you were in this foreign land and you had this big task ahead of you?
Yeah, I didn't tell a lot of people that I was going because I wasn't sure if I could do it. I mean, 500 miles is like forever. And my dear brother flew with me to Europe and drove me to the Pyrenees. And the night before I left, I started crying. I was like, I don't think I can do this. And he's like, really? I was like, I can do this. Got it. And I got up the next morning, met a bunch of people, and we were laughing and having a good time until about 3 hours into it, and then we're like, this is pretty serious. So you have to have a good sense of humor, but it was very different. It was a lot more mountainous, and I'm not a hiker. I guess I am now.
Yes, you are.
But I would have prepared on the treadmill at level 10 or 15. I mean, I did a lot of hiking out at Skidaway State Park, but it's flat. So I think I would have done a lot more mountain hiking. I did go to Atlanta a lot and do some hiking out there, but still, it's not a mountain. Yeah. The other thing that was really hard for me was the in-between time. Like, we might have to walk for 15 miles. And that was a little spooky for me because I had to carry all the water and all the food, and I would know there was no other place to stop. So
let's stop right there for 1 second. We'll be back in just a moment with our conversation with Marjorie Young. So much more excitement from her walk of the Camino. back to Bounce Around Savannah. We're continuing our conversation with a superwoman, Marjorie Young. So tell me, when you had to go, though, you had to limit your supplies because this whole 500-mile walk, you had to carry everything.
You did. And it was crazy because it took me a year to figure out how to bring just 12 pounds. So, you have 2 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of shoes, pairs of underwear. It's just very, very limited. And there were people on there that had 20, 25-pound packs. I couldn't have done that. Actually, I wanted to try and do the Appalachian Trail for my birthday, and I went to REI and put on a backpack, and I went backwards.
Yeah.
I was like, I won't be doing the Appalachian Trail. So the whole idea of carrying a lighter pack and not carrying your tent and not carrying all your food was a big draw for the Camino de Santiago.
Well, tell me this. So as you're out there and you're tell me what you saw, what you experienced as you were from day to day, because I'm sure that feeling on the first day completely changed by the time you were 2 or 3 days into it, and my Lord, by the time you got to 30.
The whole secret and the big, big lesson for me and for everybody in life is to be in the now, because you start walking up those mountains and you look up and it just goes forever and ever. It's like, oh my God. So I actually bought a Savannah ball cap and I would put it on my head, and I wouldn't look up because it was daunting. It was like, oh my God, how am I going to get up there? So I just would look down and watch my feet and just keep going. And eventually I'd be at the top of the mountain. I'd be like, okay, I did that. Now the next one and the next one and the next one. When I flew out of Madrid after it was all over, I was going up in the plane and I looked out the window and there was the huge range of the mountains. And I was like, oh my God. I walked all of that.
That's amazing. That really is.
And the thing is, though, what I want people to realize is that you can set a goal. And if you take it step by step, you can do it. Mm-hmm. I am not a hiker. I really wasn't sure if I was going to do this. But it has given me a lot of confidence to even bite off bigger things now.
Tell me this. So I'm sure you developed a sense of community as you were walking with complete strangers. And also there was some reward at the end of every day too. So you got to meet regular people who were happy that you had made it to their town.
So shout out to Denise and Mary. They're my Camino sisters. I met Denise on the first day and Mary 2 weeks into it. We would walk. I'd always start off every morning with this wonderful tortilla patata. It was like an omelet with potatoes. Oh my God, it was so good. It gave you the energy to make it up those mountains. And then I would eat a lot of chocolate and a lot of raisins and a lot of bananas along the way. And then at dinner, their specialty is garlic soup. So we ate a lot of garlic soup.
But what's important about this is even though it's 500 miles, you were walking to the next town, and those people are prepared for you all as you ride,
the Camino is completely set up for pilgrims. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you walk in, you find a hostel, that almost made me not want to go, thinking about sleeping with, 20, 30 people in there. But it was part of the spirit of the Camino de Santiago, is meeting all those people and then having dinner with them and talking about your day, talking about how to deal with blisters, which I didn't get any.
Well, we don't know what kind of shoes you wore.
Keen, big shout out for Keens. Mine were old. They were 5 years old, and they still are in good shape. I can't believe it. And I wore wool socks. That's what REI told me to do.
What was the temperature like there?
It went from really cold, we'd wake up in the morning and it'd be 40, and it would end up, in the first half of the trip, it would be 97 to 100. Mm-hmm. And I had this wonderful sarong that I looked like something out of the desert. I just carried it over me to protect my skin. And eventually I bought an umbrella, so I really looked nerdy and geeky. I didn't care.
Very quickly, what was the best part of this journey for you, other than that lesson about life?
That lesson on life and the camaraderie of meeting people from all over the world. They're so interested in America. They know more about politics than I do. But I have lifelong friends from literally around the world now.
So what's next for this new hiker who's conquered the Camino?
The mountains are in me. I need to find something. There's a sister Camino in Japan that might be interesting for my 57th birthday. I don't know, but something. Maybe you can go with me.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, listen, I want to say congratulations. I am so proud of you, and always
Thank you
knew
for your help
that
along the
you
way.
were going to make it. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're
too.
so sweet. I know. It was great.